what I want to turn our attention to tonight, firstly, is the comments made by the Chelsea manager Antonio Conte. You may have heard yesterday that Jose Mourinho says, because I didn't behave as a clown on the touchline, it means I've lost my passion, question mark. Was that a barb at Jurgen Klopp and Antonio Conte? Well, today in his press conference, the Chelsea manager came back with these extraordinary comments. Well, there is an English word for it. It is the direct translation is senile dementia, and that is what Antonio Conte says. Now, we should say that Carlo Cudicini, who sometimes does translations for Antonio Conte, who now works, former Chelsea player, now works with the Chelsea club, said he was trying to say amnesia. Now, Tony, you're an Italian speaker. The Italian for amnesia is amnesia. It's exactly the same word. So let's take it at what he said. It's senile dementia. It's an extraordinary comment.
It certainly is, but Antonio Conte doesn't suffer fools gladly. Simple as that. And you look at the way he manages his side, you know, anyone cuts across him, he's there. But I think Mourinho tries to get under certain people's skin, and this guy here is having none of it. Simple as that. And in his own way, he's saying, hey, you need to remember what you were doing not too long ago and what you always do. And so he's not playing those games, but it's good to see, I have to say. He's sticking up and saying, hold it a sec. He can have a go at everyone else, but stop.
Don't have a go at me.
Yeah.
Don't mess.
There's no love lost between the two. You can tell that straight away. And he's quite right. I've got a short memory, Jose. I think some of his behaviour, I think he's the only coach in the world that's poked another coach in the eye in his time at Real Madrid. I think so. If that is clown-like behaviour, if ever there was one. Yeah. So Jose has to be very careful what he says, because his behaviour in the past has been, I would say, open to debate.
Yeah, exactly. Average at best. Well, Jose has made plenty of comments over the last couple of days, and yesterday made a comment that maybe alleged that Jurgen Klopp and Antonio Conte were clowns. That was the word he used on the touchline. Now, in response to that, Antonio Conte has actually come in and said whether that Jose Mourinho had senile dementia. That was the Chelsea manager coming back with this. Now, Jose Mourinho has come back with his own line this evening. This is quoted by a journalist from the BBC tonight. And Jose saying, I don't need the Chelsea manager to say I made mistakes in the past and will in the future. What I will say is I will never be banned for match fixing. That is what Jose said this evening. This is slightly getting out of control, isn't it?
It is. No, most definitely. I mean, you don't like to see that. These are top-class managers, you know, and they should show respect to one another. There's lots being said. Listen, we're enjoying it. I think what a story it is. But it's
there are limits to what you can say. Can you say another manager has got senile dementia? That's a question to be asked. Can you then throw back and say, look, I'll never be banned for match fixing?
So we're going to find out, aren't we? The FA's got some work to do there, but it's getting personal.
How low? Yeah, how low? How personal can you go?
Personal, low, childish. Not a lot of class involved there, is there? Obviously, they don't like each other. That's pretty obvious. Not best of friends.
Really? What gives you that impression?
I think they'll be drinking wine the next match, a bottle of wine after the game. You don't like hearing it, but it makes for discussions like this. But we want to be talking about great games, great managerial decisions, change of systems, great substitutions.
Yeah, can we talk about this as well?
Yeah, no, but sometimes he does things to take the pressure off the team, so to deflect things, and we're looking somewhere
else. He doesn't
else.
need to do it tonight.
No, exactly right.
But clearly, if something that Conte has said, i.e. he has senile dementia, albeit he said it in Italian, and they have those associated with Chelsea have said maybe he meant amnesia and not senile dementia. We just point that out.
I think what he meant was he's forgetting some of his behaviour in the past when he used to run up and down the touch lines, going crazy when his team scored when we were top of the league. He's not doing that just now because he's under pressure. His team's no top of the league. Manchester City are top of the league.
Does it all stem? Does it all stem from Conte getting overexcited when he beat Mourinho's United 4-0 and you know, was whipping up the crowd, and do you think that is ultimately?
I think it goes back even further in that obviously Mourinho's left Chelsea, Conte's come in and he actually got those players turned around and won the title. So there's a lot of that going on as well. But it's a bit childish, but it's lovely to hear. I mean, it's good for us. But it's a bit personal.
Yes. He's right. That's where it stems from.
Yeah.
Conte's taken over Jose's team. Jose was sacked. And Conte's went in and done a remarkable job, won the championship in his first season. So Jose doesn't like.
If Conte comes back with that, that'll be interesting.
Yes,
because you couldn't get the players to do that, but I could.
That might be next.
And that's what it is. Listen, these two guys are absolute winners, but they don't need to. Well, don't need to get to.
I'm sure the
point.
PR departments and the directors will be having words with both of them.
Head of communications are sweating at the moment. I think probably it would be nice if Manchester United and Chelsea were going to play each other again this season, and they do on the 25th of February. So it's a long time. We've got another nearly 2 months, certainly 7 or 8 weeks before
2 months to stoke the fire.
2 more barbs coming back and forward.
There's a lot of time to stir this one up.
Well, it's the questions from the journalists. I'm sure they'll be thinking, what question can we ask next?
Well, because the next team to play is Chelsea, and that's tomorrow. That's one of our 3 live games there at Carrow Road. After the match, clearly Antonio Conte is going to be asked that question.
We'll be asked that and see how his Italian does then. Will he be backtracking or will he go on the attack?
Do you see him backtracking?
He doesn't seem that sort, does he? No. He doesn't seem that sort at all. But I think hopefully he'll just laugh it off and say that's Jose and get on with what we all want to kind of hear is, and that's about the football.
Well, Jose Mourinho has certainly been in the headlines over the last couple of days. Manchester United have held extensive talks with Jose Mourinho over contract extension at Old Trafford. One other newspaper had been saying he's on his way out at the end of the season because he's cutting a increasingly detached figure at Old Trafford. Of course, Jose had his say on it.
No reason why Manchester United should react, add or subtract anything to what Mourinho said there, but there is a difference between him saying my intention is to stay, perhaps inviting a reaction from the football club, and them agreeing that they want him to stay, Alan. Has he talks about improving Manchester United. Has he done that?
Well, I think that he prides himself on trophies, and last season winning the League Cup and winning Europa League, he's won 2 trophies. This year, I think, he's come out with lots of excuses in terms of lack of transfer funds or etc., etc. But, I think that Man City have been so exceptional that not only have Man United struggled to keep up with them, the rest of the Premier League has. So I think he's got reason there to perhaps feel that there is a bit of improvement to come along. But every press conference, something comes up and it's sort of like
can I just put the question again?
On.
Sorry to interrupt. Has he improved Manchester United?
I think he has. From where we took over.
Significantly?
Yeah, from where he took over. I think
he took over the FA Cup winners from Van Gaal.
Yeah, but
do they play more attractive football than Van Gaal did?
I think they are. Yeah.
You do?
It might not be as good as perhaps under Ferguson, etc., but it's a better team and a stronger side than Van Gaal's side, for sure.
John?
They finished, was it 5th or 6th last year? League Cup?
Europa League.
Is that what Man United are renowned for?
No, but you've got to start somewhere. It's the first
I don't think Van Gaal got there,
2 out of the 4 trophies they can win.
Right.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
I think you compare him to Pep Guardiola. Pep's made every single player in that Manchester City team, every single player at another level. Even David Silva, who I thought 2 years ago was top quality, he's went there. Sané arrived at 19, he's moved up. Sterling's moved up. De Bruyne has went from there to there. No one went up.
But are we saying the same thing about Conte at Chelsea then? Is he struggling? Conte at Chelsea as much as Mourinho is. He can't get nowhere near Man City either.
They're all struggling because of Man City.
We gentlemen will be able to continue to talk, but I'm afraid that we must take another break before the start of the second.